Hey up, viewers and vieweresses, my name is General Red Strategist. Now, I don't know why I started talking in this voice all of a sudden. Can you explain the answer to that, Phil?
Um, 24
24, that's exactly right,
is
yes.
how many hours there are in a day and a night.
Indeed, that is true.
There you
And in a
go.
night, yeah. A day
Wait,
is 24 hours and a night is 24 hours. Absolutely. See, don't question it, ladies and gentlemen. Phil knows what he's talking about, don't you, Phil?
well, no, there's 12 hours in a day and 12 hours in a night.
No, 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 it's
That's why
too
it's
late.
24.
You said
No,
24 in a day, 24 in a night. That's the truth now, Phil. What
I
you
said 20. I
say
said
becomes
24 in a day and
truth.
a night.
There you go.
Learn to listen.
No,
You
but
know that
days and nights are
I
separate,
know
you
you
know.
have something. I know you have some things on the side of your head.
Yeah, special, big things. I don't know what they're quite called, but they're good for the
Luggols.
old
That's what they're
luggols. That's
called.
it. Yes,
Luggols. Um,
luggols, indeed.
Luggols.
How you doing, Phil?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm a good. Yes,
So,
not too bad. We had a bit of a palaver earlier in this attempt at a recording session, trying to get Discord to work, but now we're just doing it on Skype instead, which is fine for Surrey being hunted. But it's podcast style episode and all that. Phil's got something on the brain
yes.
box.
Well, we've just before we do that, we obviously met up because you came back, and
Yeah.
that was nice to see. We had a little walk around the old area, had a bit of lunch, and then we had a good long chat about various different things. It's always nice to see. And you obviously come back and had your time
Yeah.
back, and obviously you went to the Leyland Car Museum, which is funny
Yes.
because I've never been to it. Yeah, I haven't been to it, and it's right near my door, right near my gym, in fact.
Well, me and you'll have to go sometime.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to go see because
yeah.
I've never been to see what it's all about. Yeah,
Because
see it.
it's not a huge museum. It's a good one. You could do it in sort of like a, half day in the morning or something. It'd be pretty good. It's like
Yeah,
£10 admission and standard adult entry, something like that.
oh, that's not too bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can certainly give that a whirl. Certainly.
Indeed.
So let's have a go at a bit of a sort of some random topics and conversation starters.
Okay. Yeah.
Which will be interesting. Now, I can't see any of these because it actually just randomly generates a topic. So
All right.
whatever comes up is. So the first one that's popped up is: if you had to change your name, what would your new name be?
Ooh.
Have you ever thought about on a different type of name?
Yeah.
'Cause
Definitely. My name would be Super Awesome McCoolio, something like that.
Super Awesome could get
No.
that changed in the courts.
You could go immediately for the cheesy option like that. And
Yeah,
you go,
I don't know. Now, when it comes to changing names, I'm always a bit skeptical of it because I always just think it's sort of saying, sort of like fuck you to your parents because
Yeah.
obviously they were the ones who were there sitting there that could have been spending ages, trying to find the right name for you.
I can
And then
understand
obviously
if-
coming
yeah.
up with it. Obviously, if you've had like abusive parents or
Yeah.
something like that, you want to change
Or
it. But I
parents
mean,
who've
if,
just
if
given you a stupid name, something like that. It's
Yeah,
like, why
yeah.
am I called that?
looking at you, Elon Musk,
Yeah.
but it's not really been a thing. I'm fine with Phil.
Yeah, I'm
That's-
fine with
that's-
mine.
Yeah, you're fine with Andrew as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think I would. I don't think I. But if it says if you had to change your name, so I suppose if you were forced to change your name, what would you be called? Have you got any other names that you like the sound of?
Max
I think
Power.
for
No.
Max Power. No, I think
I
it's
got it
just
from
your
a
first
hairdryer.
name, really.
Yeah.
I think for me, I've always thought of David.
David. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel. That one probably would be.
What if
the
you
one.
changed your middle name to Danger? You could be Andrew Danger. No.
Danger, imagine that.
No.
Always.
Stupid. Yes. But,
Danger Mouse. Like that
Danger
one.
Phil
Mouse.
Danger Mouse.
Funny enough, my initials already make a word, so
yeah, they do actually. Yeah.
it's funny that.
Yeah.
But I think I would probably go David. Who do you think you would go to if you had to change your name?
If I had to change my name, apparently my parents, when they were, when I was born, they were trying to think of a name that they would give me. Apparently, at one point, they considered Mark, and I always thought
Mark.
that'd be okay. Yeah,
Mark,
that's an okay
yeah,
name.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, some interesting.
Do
But
I
again,
look like
I wouldn't do it because I just feel it's like you're going against your parents'
Though
wishes.
here's an interesting one though. I've on a couple of occasions I've had people who mistakenly kept calling me Anthony. So apparently I must look like an Anthony or something like that.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe I'll change my name to that then, make it easy
Anthony.
for those
Okay.
people. Yes, indeed. So that's an interesting one right there.
Okay. Next random. Oh, actually, this is interesting. So it's Does fashion help society in any way? That's a thought-provoking one, isn't it?
I suppose it can in certain circumstances. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's always these things about fashion where, keeping up with the latest trends and everything, and sometimes you just don't want to. And then there's these, like, the fashion shows in, like, Paris and Milan where they wear some really obscure outfits.
Weird stuff,
Yeah, weird stuff. But I'm just thinking, what way could it help society?
Well, I'm thinking, for example, if you say were the head of like a fashion brand that say uses things like recycled or environmentally friendly materials, things like that. Sourcing.
Why didn't I think of yes?
Yeah.
That's some good thinking there. Using recycled products, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everyone by now to know the horrendousness of our favourite material of them all, the big P, the L, the A, the STIC. Yeah. Plastic. And when it's viewed in like the 1970s as the next latest greatest thing.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Nope.
Plastic is not. Plastic will not biodegrade. Yeah. Plastic gets into everything. It gets into the little stomachs of the fishies and causes a lot of aggro everywhere. But that's a brilliant idea. That.
Yeah. I was thinking as well, like fashion brands, for example, that take, for example, like an ethical stand on their sort of workforce and don't, for example, just constantly use things like poorly paid employees in sweatshops, but insist on their workers actually having a proper wage, things like that.
Having a proper wage, yeah.
Yeah, so that's where it can be ethical. I mean, obviously, where it's not ethical is sometimes, I think, where, it's like really encouraging kind of a throwaway culture, things like that, of like, get these fashions, they're in now, but wait, no, a month down the line, now it's completely different, and stuff like that.
Or what about fashionable things like shoes that actually help like support your foot and give you nice rich support? If those sort of ones, and if they're in the latest fashion, they could help, because I know some people have to wear like those like orthopedic like heels and things they have to put inside their shoe. Like me, sometimes I have a little problem with my heels, so in my like slippers and things like that, I've got heel pads that help out a lot.
It's funny like that, but that can be another thing. Fashion brands making sort of things for people with health issues, being health conscious and things like that, of certain problems, physical issues that people can sometimes have. So that's another ethical use right there, indeed.
Yeah. Okay, let's do another topic. Another one. Okay, right. Maybe this happened to you. I'm not sure it's happened to me, though. When was the last time you had a food fight?
A food fight? Oh, God.
A food fight?
I don't think I ever have.
I don't think I have. I mean, what's the extent of food fight? If it's just something like throwing something at your sibling, like a bit of food, or is it a full-on, fully fledged food fight like you might find in a school canteen?
I would say fully fledged. I think.
That's never. I don't think it's ever happened. I don't think I've ever seen it, or even if it happened, if I got involved with it. When I was younger, I did stupid things like throw food at my sister, and things like that. But that's what you do with your siblings. But I don't know. I don't think I've ever been involved in a fully fledged massive food fight.
No, neither have I.
No, you haven't either.
I'm curious if how often do those sorts of things actually ever happen, or is it one of those things that is always depicted in things like TV shows as though, this is something that totally happens in school, things like that. It's like, actually, no, it doesn't really happen all that often. Who knows? Indeed.
Okay. Let's do it. Okay.
Right in another one.
If you had to get rid of a holiday, which would you get rid of and why? So, if the holidays you've had in the past, is there one that you didn't enjoy and you just like to, rid it out of existence, or anything where it didn't go quite to what you planned? So, if you had to get rid of a holiday, which would you get rid of and why?
This might be easier for me if I tackle it from the other side, if I start by actually thinking, okay, well, what wouldn't I get rid of? So obviously, so I wouldn't get rid of, obviously, Christmas, summer or Easter, because they are kind of my breaks during the year from work.
It's difficult, isn't it? Yeah.
And if I didn't
Christmas is a lovely time to spend with family as well.
Indeed. But what would I mean? Maybe I just trade off one of the bank holidays if if you put a gun to my head, because obviously you get a couple of them per year.
Yeah,
and
bank
holidays.
Like
1 day, something like that. Yeah, which isn't
bank
much.
holidays are good shout.
Any preferences on your side, Phil?
Oh, this is going to sound a bit mean.
Oh.
But I just don't see the appeal of it anymore. I didn't see much the appeal of it when I was younger. Halloween.
Halloween. Okay, yeah.
Although it's not really a holiday though, is it? Because you don't have the time off for it. But I suppose
No.
it is viewed. But yeah, I didn't really see them just going around getting sweets off strangers. You know, they could do things to those sweets,
Yeah.
and things like
Indeed.
that. I'm just thinking, if there's anything else,
I mean,
any
as
other.
a cynical adult, you could say, get rid of Halloween so I don't have to buy candies every year for the kids
Yeah.
going round.
Because I want to keep them for myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely won't get rid of Christmas or Easter.
Nah.
I like those periods of time; they're really nice periods out. But yeah, getting rid of bank holidays is a good idea there.
And it doesn't have to be all of the bank holidays, it can just be one of them.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Yeah, you can still preserve a few others other times during the year.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Okay, there we go. Next one. Oh, this one's quite an interesting one that's just randomly generated. When people make mistakes about food, so especially foreign food, do you feel the need to correct them? So, like sushi, sashimi, for example, or stromboli, calzone.
Okay. I can't say I do, because knowing me, I probably wouldn't really be that aware of the mistake until
Yeah.
someone of that culture, someone from that cultural background where that cuisine comes from, probably told me. So I probably wouldn't, I would imagine.
Yeah, now that's a funny one. Stromboli and calzone are very similar to one another. I think one's folded over and one's just left. Okay, Google. What's the difference between calzone and a stromboli? Here we go. Let's have a look.
According to Food Network,
Right.
a calzone features a circle of dough that's folded in half over the filling and sealed by crimping, like a pasty or empanada.
Okay.
A stromboli starts with a rectangular piece of dough that's then
Oh.
topped with onions and cheese, rolled up lengthwise and sealed by folding and pressing the extra dough over the edges.
Okay, so I can
Ah.
see why people get confused
Yeah.
because they were very similar in their designs, but that's the one. That's why
Okay, so a calzone
no-
is circle like a pizza, but then just folded over with the fillings inside. But a stromboli is rectangular, and like you then roll it up like a cylinder, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, that's clever. That I'll have to try. Now, sushi and sashimi are quite vastly different things because sushi is obviously various types of fish in rice and seaweed and everything, whereas sashimi is like a form of. I've had sashimi before. It's a form of seafood stick. It's like crab sticks, like seafood stick. But like with you, I don't. If someone gets something wrong, I don't think. Maybe I might say if I had a Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah.
Or had a Wiener Schnitzel or something.
Schnitzel.
Yeah, well, it's actually it's Wiener Schnitzel because, of course, in German they pronounce W's as V's,
Yes.
so it's Wiener Schnitzel. But I don't feel it just feels a bit like like the sort of it's not grammar, but like the grammar Nazi things.
Yeah.
There's no need to be so pernickety about things like that.
Nah, there isn't. Indeed.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Can you remember what is your first childhood memory?
Ooh.
That's a biggie. That one, isn't it? That one.
That is a biggie.
Wow.
Okay, there's a very vague image.
That's
which
fine. Vague
I-
will do.
Yeah, which I may have mentioned before in a Syria Being Hunted episode, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, probably, and assuming here my memory's not being faulty, I assume is probably one of the earliest childhood memories, if not the earliest childhood memory that I have. And I think it is at the age of 3, just a very vague image of looking out of a window in a hotel in Hong Kong when we were en route for a holiday in Australia. But that, like I say, it's so vague, this image.
Yeah, well, I think you
Yeah.
first start to develop your memories around about 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah.
I think it's something like that.
Indeed.
I can't remember. It's very difficult for me, but I think one of the first I can remember is when we lived in a house, and I'm just trying to think way back, and just we had like our big house, and I remember playing with my sister, just playing tag
Yeah.
in the house because we had like a long big hallway, it was sort of an L-shaped hallway, and I do remember we just ran up and down and going, tag, you're it. Yeah, that was a bit of fun. That was a fun childhood memory back then when you're younger.
Yeah, I mean, there's other sort of memories from just after that sort of time that I can also sort of recall with a bit more clarity, but I don't think they're the earliest.
They're the earliest. Okay,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Indeed. can obviously like remember, for example, first day of primary school, things like that.
Yeah.
But God, yeah. Amazing. Yes, in case you weren't aware, fun fact about me, I had my 3rd birthday in Hong Kong.
Hong Kong, yeah.
Yes.
No, was it still owned by us?
Yes, that would have been,
yeah.
early 90s, yeah.
Early, yeah, because they, was it 1997?
97 was when it was handed back over to China, yeah.
China, okay. Okay, interesting one. What do you think of tour group packages?
Ooh.
It's interesting, isn't it, tour group packages? Yeah, because I suppose it can help if you want to see the sites, but you don't know where the best places to go are.
Yeah.
But the thing is, everything's sort of inclusive, so you can't. The con of it is you can't really go and do your own thing.
No, you can't.
You have to be part of the tour group package, and that includes, because I think they would have to design, where you go to eat and everything.
Yeah.
So if you go to a place that, no, I'm not fond of that.
Yeah. Same kind of thoughts here. I think you have to just like really pick and choose them carefully, and like, for example, try and ask around for anyone who has had that before. What was your experience? Because the thing is, my parents remember when the two of them went on a trip to Italy. They had like a tour group package that went to Venice. And they said that Venice is really nice, but the problem is obviously you're stuck with what that tour group package is offering, and apparently the restaurant that was included as part of it wasn't very good. So it's like, yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah, there's advantages and disadvantages to each. Obviously, you can go to, when you go with the tour group, they'll be showing you the really good place and the really place that you want to see. But then you've got bad things. They might be doing things that you don't want to do, or have things that you don't want to experience.
Yeah.
And what happens? I suppose you'll have to make it clear. But what happens if you've got an allergy to certain things?
Well, you'd have to probably let them know in advance, wouldn't you?
Or if you're like, vegetarian or vegan, you'd have to let them know, because they'd have to obviously cater for you to go to the place where there is those options, which might be a little bit of extra expense.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I'd do it, to be honest. I think I'd just stick with what I want to do.
Yeah, it's easier to just do what you want to do. Go somewhere that's got good transport links and plenty of sites within easy reach of one another.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Now, this one's intriguing, actually. I want to see what your thought is on it.
Okay.
Would you eat at a restaurant, that was really dirty, but the food was absolutely amazing?
Ooh. Probably not. No.
No, you don't know what's because when you see these, these things that Gordon Ramsay does with his kitchen nightmares, and when he goes to hotels and various ones, and you can see like when his food is bad, and then when he goes into the kitchen and sees like horrible things like bugs crawling around and things that haven't been cleaned for 5 years. You don't know what, because it could cause a lot of illnesses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what was if the food? Yeah, but what was if the food tasted utterly fantastic?
Yeah, I don't think it'd be worth it though, because you're just risking your own health and things like, if they're not cleaning adequately and stuff like that, then who knows what other corners they might be cutting. It's like, they might not be making sure that certain allergens are removed from the products, things like that.
God, yes, yeah.
Yeah,
and it's
risky.
And they would be in serious legal trouble if someone got it. Like, I know a lot of Chinese food use a lot of sort of peanut related stuff in their sauces, like satay sauce is a big one.
I mean, I've told you before that, obviously there are people who don't, there are people out there and who don't let that stop them. I've told you before about that friggin' takeaway that was opposite the place where I went to sixth form that had like 2 friggin' health scares.
Oh yeah,
but people still went to it.
Still went there.
They still
yeah,
enjoyed the friggin' burgers and pizzas they did.
Well, that maybe there's an example. Oh my God, you've actually presented an example. They were still going there because they thought the food was amazing.
Yeah.
But it was still getting dirty things. But they still went there, so they would have said, "Yeah, that's fine."
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got to think, where are they cutting corners? Yeah.
That sort of thing. Absolutely.
Okay. What is something popular now that annoys you?
Something popular that annoys me.
Well, the big thing is social media.
Yes.
Some social media, like Facebook and Twitter, is really popular, but there are elements of it that do annoy me.
Yeah.
When people are like posting all sorts of things, like, "Oh, look at this spaghetti bolognese." Oh, I really don't give a shit, to be honest. When they're posting things like that.
I was gonna say probably like dumb TikTok challenges, things like that. People doing stupid shit, and you just think,
hell, why?
God damn, why are you doing that?
No.
So
I'm not a fan of TikTok at all.
no.
I don't see the appeal in it whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, there is some sort of interesting content, on TikTok with like creative people doing creative things, but there's also a lot of people on TikTok who they just do such stupid crap.
Yeah.
And you think, good God, why?
I was also going to say vaping, but I think vaping's
Yeah.
not really popular now. It's been popular for a while.
Yeah. Indeed.
But we obviously had a big chat about vaping when Connor was with us for our pet peeves. Remember the pet
Yes.
peeves episode?
That's
So if you want to know more about our views on vaping, have a look, everyone, at the pet peeves episode. I've forgotten what you titled it now.
What did I title it? Was it?
It wasn't pet peeves, but it was something in the annoyed sort of thing.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was a recent episode. So just go back a few episodes, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to search for that.
Okay, what is your favourite thing to eat or drink in winter? Well, obviously a big thing for me to drink coffee.
Coffee, yeah.
Because that gets you nice and warmed up.
Yeah.
I like having that.
Speaking of hot drinks, a good hot chocolate's always nice in winter.
Oh God, you know what? I've never had a hot chocolate. Can you believe that? I know. I need to get some.
Sorry, that was.
Are you right, Grandad?
No, that was so surprising to me, Phil. I just could not find the correct
Cadbury
words.
one. Yeah,
yeah.
Cadbury one drinking chocolate. That's how. Let's not forget. That's how chocolate started. When the Aztecs found it, it started off being really expensive drinking chocolate.
Chocolate, yes.
Yeah, but that's a good shout. That's drinks. What about food?
Ooh, food.
What foods are good in the winter?
I mean, when I think of
goulash soup.
When I was thinking of winter, we always think of like a good Christmas dinner with all the trimmings and all that.
Yeah.
Always a good one to have. Yes.
I think soups are nice,
Soups
especially
are
when you get a
good,
really
yeah.
nice warm one.
Oh,
That will do
yes.
you well in the winter.
Like a good homemade soup, like carrot and butternut squash or something.
You know, that
Really
always
sweet and
reminds
delicious.
me of. You're coming in from the winter, you take your scarf off, you've got your nice woolen socks on.
Yeah.
You come in and you sit down to a nice bit of soup.
Indeed.
Yeah.
With a nice crusty bread rolls or whatever, smeared with butter. Absolutely lovely.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Interesting one here. What does your own personal hell look like?
Ooh.
And on the opposite side, how about your own personal heaven?
Okay. My own personal hell. Let's start with that one. Well, that would clearly be me locked in a room full of clones of Phil, definitely.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, probably just stuck in a room full of... Well, probably full of, sort of people who hold the kind of dim-witted, ill-informed opinions that you see people posting on Twitter.
Oh, no, yeah. Oh, God, imagine being
Dunning-Kruger
there.
effect in action and all that.
Oh, God, imagine being there.
That would drive me mad, probably.
One that I would be my own personal hell is the being in a room with the screaming children who are waiting, who are endlessly hungry, and there's no waiters or anything to give them like they're in a restaurant.
Oof. Yes.
And they're bouncing about and flinging themselves in the air and. Oh my God! That would
so basically, your hell is, when you're at any sort of family restaurant during sort of the peak hours, and there's tons of babies crying for food and things like that.
Oh God, yeah, or being stuck.
Yep.
Or how about being stuck in an aeroplane with lots of babies that never ever lands?
Oh God!
It's constantly flying,
Yeah.
and you're stuck in there. Yeah. Okay, what about your own personal heaven?
Personal heaven. Interesting. That would be probably like a combination of things. That would be somewhere where I've got all my video games that I enjoy playing, but
Yeah, it's a good one.
also a museum, so that when I get bored of video games, I can just step out, and it's a museum of everything that I'm ever interested in. So.
Oh God, imagine that! It
Yeah.
just appears in front of you.
Indeed, exactly. So that gives me a bit of mental stimulation, because it's a nice big museum. There's plenty of nice walking to sort of keep you sort of fit and active and wandering
That's
about.
good.
Yeah, and all the people who are friends and family in life, they're all there, and it's really, really nice.
Well, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
So that means that means they're going to have to die.
Oh, well.
So thanks. So I'm going to be dead.
You're going to be dead, Phil.
As is your family, and I'm going to be. Just imagine that one day. So you die and go to this heaven, and I'm just walking down the street.
Yes, you have to
and then,
die.
and then,
for
I,
my
and then I
heaven,
appear,
Phil.
and I'm like, what the hell's happened? Oh, sorry, Phil. You died, and I wanted my own personal heaven. So
Yeah. Well,
That's a good shout, that. You know what I would always say? You know what I would say to the person ever? The ability to just do anything you want.
Yes.
So, like, you could say, give me a cheeseburger, just appear in your hand, which is, like, based off the film.
Yeah.
Absolutely anything.
Yeah, you can eat all the junk food in the world and it doesn't affect your health because technically you're dead. There you go.
Yeah, you'd never get fat or anything like that.
Yeah, no health problems.
Yeah. Right, next question. What do you do to improve your mood when you're in a bad mood?
Ooh, when I'm in a bad mood.
Video games is a key one.
Yeah, that's a good
Watching
one.
my favourite channels on YouTube.
Yes, that's another.
That always helps.
Bit of music, sometimes.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
quite
Oh,
good
yeah,
to
bit of
unwind.
music.
Yeah, indeed.
Sometimes I like to put on calming music, which really helps. Like sometimes when I'm in a bad mood, I shove on the soundtrack to Everybody's Gone to the Rapture because my word is that lovely and calming and beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, you pretty much named everything there that I would have said as well.
Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, what is the most disgusting thing you have heard happen at a restaurant?
Oof.
So either you've witnessed it or you've heard from a friend
Okay.
or family member.
There's a couple of things I can certainly think of from my time working in Booth's Cafe that I can think of. Neither of these...
cafe, not a restaurant.
Well,
but...
it's the closest thing. I can't actually think of something specifically disgusting in a restaurant, but so I'll have to sort of extend.
Yeah,
it
just
a bit.
know. Okay, what's the most
Eatery,
disgusting thing you've heard happened at a restaurant/cafe?
Yeah. So this isn't something that happened while I was... Well, there's two things, but neither of these happened while I was there, but my colleagues told me all about them. So one time, basically one of the duty managers in the store caught a dude in the men's toilets masturbating.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice, of course. Yeah, the perfect place to be doing that sort of thing.
Yes. That apparently is very common. People who will think that apparently somewhere masturbating in some public area is apparently appropriate when it's not, but hey. The second one is also concerning the toilets in the supermarket I worked at, where apparently there was someone, I don't know who, I think it was an old person, who apparently had a bit of an accident, and then basically when they left the toilets, basically left a trail of shit behind them.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh, come on now.
Yep. Only thing I can think of there is maybe, I don't know, did that old person maybe have perhaps dementia or something, and something just went really wrong? Because especially in the late stages, things like Alzheimer's and dementia, like bowel control is one of those things that actually can become a real problem for old people.
Yeah. that makes sense. Yeah. I have one. I think it was a friend who went to a restaurant and they were eating their meal, and then they bit down on something hard, and they're like, "What's going on here?" And they spat out a screw.
Oof, God. Do I dare ask which restaurant that was?
I can't remember. I think it was just like. No, I don't think it was like. I think it was just like a generally restaurant that you just go out to meet. It wasn't like a branded one.
No.
They spat out a screw. Like, oh my God, where did that come from?
Yeah, that's a serious problem.
Yeah, maybe it unscrewed from something, and then they accidentally picked it up, put it in the mixture.
Yeah.
Ooh dear. I don't think it's
Yeah, because like if you swallow that, that's a fucking choking hazard.
Yep.
Good lord.
I can't remember anything disgusting thing that I've had or I've witnessed at a restaurant, to be honest. So that's good. Just go show you've been to some good restaurants or cafes.
Indeed.
Okay. What flavour of ice cream do you wish existed?
Oh, right. Okay, so one that doesn't exist, but I wish it did.
Oh God, when you go to ice cream shops, there's a lot of flavours.
Yeah. God, like things. I feel like anything I name here, someone in the comments will be like, "No, technically that does exist."
Cheese and onion crisp flavour.
Yeah. You know what that's like? That's like that cartoon Ronnie sketch where
what's his
face?
yes.
Yeah, goes into the ice cream parlour and asks for cheese and onion flavoured ice cream.
Maybe put a little clip.
I could do, yeah. I'll make a note.
That would be a good idea. But for the viewers who may not know what's going on, just maybe put a clip in of that scene to be able to get it from somewhere.
Yeah. And then later, when he actually asks for some ice cream, and sorry, not for ice cream, when it turns out the ice cream parlour also serves crisps, he asks for crisps, and then Ronnie Barker's character asks, "Okay, what flavour?" And he says raspberry ripple.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so good. Yeah, definitely put a clip up for that one.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, you're right. Like what could? Because you think
doesn't exist.
I haven't ever seen, but there probably is going to be one, but I haven't ever seen like a pineapple flavoured
Pineapple?
ice cream. I haven't seen a pineapple flavour. Who knows? It could be in another country, but I would probably go pineapple ice cream.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I have honestly never seen it. I've been into quite a few ice cream shops, and you see all these fancy like bubble gum and mango and all this stuff. But I've never seen a pineapple one. So if anyone in the comments does have a pineapple flavoured one over where they are, then just tell me. But I've not seen one, so I would like a pineapple one.
Yeah. I'm thinking, actually, could I sort of just mishmash a combination of existing flavours together into something that maybe hasn't been... Well, I say maybe hasn't, but it probably has been done before.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I was
Because
gonna
you could
say,
do like like lemon and apple or
Yeah.
something, and it's probably already has been done.
Indeed. I was going to say, like, mash together a load of my favourite flavours. So let's get some vanilla in there. Let's get some chocolate. Let's get some toffee. Let's get some banana. Let's get some cookies and cream. Let's get some mint choc chip in there as well.
Mint choc chip.
Just an absolute
Yeah.
mishmash of loads of flavours that I really
Mishmash.
like.
See what happens. Yeah. There's some interesting ones there.
Indeed. Right. Should we have one more question, or?
We'll do one more question.
Yeah, one more.
Let's see. Okay, what's the most useful thing that you own?
Useful thing that I own. I mean, there's several things I could potentially say there. I mean, number one, technically most useful of all, is my flat. There we go.
Yeah, you could.
I also say my car because of the independence it brings. Other stuff actually that is always just quite useful. Things like my toolbox with all my little bits and bobs. You know, if I ever want to do some home DIY around the place, putting up pictures, things like that. Good thing to have. But there's all kinds of stuff actually I could potentially say, and I know all of that stuff I said just sounds really mundane, but sometimes it's the mundane stuff that's the most useful in life.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say just like simple, again mundane, simple things in the kitchen. Because you're not going to get far without a fork and a knife and a spatula and things like this, are you, when you're cooking and things like that? They are really useful.
Indeed.
Having, like, internet.
Yeah, internet.
Because everything is internet-based nowadays, so it's useful to have, a Wi-Fi and a wired and wireless router.
Yes.
So those are useful things.
Absolutely, yeah.
And even things for maintaining, things like for the shower, like shampoos and body things and nail clippers for your things, just essential things that you need. Otherwise,
Speaking of showers, one of like those window cleaner squeegee things actually is really useful, because thing is, where I am is quite like a hard water area, so after a few uses with the shower, obviously like the screen of it gets calcium build up, whatever it is. So obviously every so often I'd have to put Viacal on it just to clear it up, but actually having one of those squeegee things means every time you've had a shower you just quickly run it down the surfaces, and it actually sort of delays that, means it doesn't quite set in as fast, so it just saves a bit of cleaning. So not an essential, but certainly something that is very useful in life, I'll put it like that.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's a very adult conversation, this, ladies and gentlemen, a boringly adult conversation, but
no, we've had interesting little topics there, I would say. Okay.
Okie-doke. Well, in that case, thanks for joining me, Phil, and we'll wrap up here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've had a good little discussion of those various different topics.
Indeed. All right, Facebook and Twitter links are down below, along with a link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested. And if you enjoyed, a like is always appreciated. If you have any thoughts or comments you want to leave in reference to any of the questions asked in that video, then feel free to share them down below, ladies and gentlemen. But other than that, this is the two of us now signing off, isn't it, Phil?
Oh no, you don't want that to happen, do you, viewers?
No.
But it has to happen, I'm afraid.
Indeed.
No 24-hour live streams here.
No, indeed. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Right,
I should be a little bit stronger.
Probably, yeah.
Just be expected, really. Go, yeah. Nice.
Go. All the crits on it. A couple of them coming towards me. Something like that. Shot them out again. damage. Oh, here they come. Get out of it. Go up. Stop it. There we are.
My God,
Down.
they are.
They're all coming. They're all coming, Phil.
Really causing you demand.
I can see things are about to kick off, so I've got out of there.